call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks, and welcome to the Degenerate Gambler. It is Thursday, the 2nd of December. Just here with another episode, looking at last week, looking ahead to this week. So, let's get going. Last week's bets, every bet nearly was one goal, one selection, just one away basically from being up. My Saturday bet was Linfield to win, the dead. Dortmund to win, the dead, even though they went behind. Kilmarnock to win the Scottish Cup, the dead. I had a game postponed. I had the Chesterfield game, and then Wolves drew 0 each. So there, that beat the main bet. The overs bet, I think actually, two beat it. Bournemouth and Coventry was over 2s. Cambridge and Sunderland over 2s. Wealdstone and Stockport over 2s. Rochdale and Exeter was 2-0. Oxford and Rotherham, it was 0-0, but it was crazy. There was loads of shots. I think at one point Rotherham had something like 12 shots at goal and still hadn't scored. So yeah, a bit disappointing. The evening bet, I had both to score. Notts County was up, Inter Milan up, Barcelona up. I stuck Linfield in again because I did fancy it, up. And then both teams to score in Leeds, the Leeds match and the Juve match. I think Leeds was 0 each and Juve were beaten, so that beat that one. I'll do Sunday before I do the favourites. So Sunday I had both teams to score in the United game, up. Leicester over 2.5, up. Ipswich to win, up. Betis to win was up, and AC Milan lost at 8-15 at home, which is crazy. I also did a bet that night. Real Madrid, both teams to score, up. Atletico to win, up. Copenhagen over 2s, up. Leipzig, both teams to score, up. And then Rome over 2.5, which was 1-0. And it was 1-0 pretty early, so that was disappointing. So as you can see, there's, what's that? 3 of the 5 bets with one selection beating it. The other one's 2. So it was another nearly weekend, which is getting it's getting old. I need to get a winner because it's good having a sweat, and it keeps you interested. But when you get that close and you don't win, it does become a bit demoralising. Looking at the favourites, so in the Premier League there was 9 games over the weekend. 5 favourites won. There was 3 draws and 1 outsider. In the Championship there was 10 games and it was 3 favourites, 3 draws, 4 outsiders. As we know, unpredictable Championship. In League 1, 12 games, 6 favourites, 4 draws, 2 outsiders. League 2, 10 games, 5 favourites, 3 draws, 2 outsiders. And in the National League, there was only 8 games because some were postponed. 4 favourites, 1 draw, and 3 outsiders, which in total was 23 favourites, 14 draws, and 12 outsiders out of 49 games. So that was less than half. So it wasn't a great week. It wasn't a great week for the draws. For the favourites. So the fact that I got 4 up was, 3 up out of 4 wasn't bad, because it wasn't even 50% of the favourites. It was slightly under 46. That would be if it was doubled. So yeah, not a great week. So I'm going to move on to this week, because the NAP. Well, look, to be fair, the NAP was a bit of a disaster this week. I had a guy lined up. He was supposed to do it before, but he didn't have time, so I thought I'd be able to do it this week. But there was a bit of confusion. He sent me one team. The thing he actually sent me was Chelsea to win either half at 4-11. So I texted him sort of saying, it was a treble, but he had thought that I meant that I was building a treble and I wanted 3 different people to pick a team each or selection each. So I only got it today, and it was too late for him to pick any more. He hadn't got time, so a bit of a disaster. But there's nothing I can really do there. It's just a misunderstanding between myself and him. So I'll just move on quickly to this week's bets, and I've changed it up slightly this week in that I'm putting the main bet, the £10 bet, as overs, because this week again it's the FA Cup second round. So I think there's 2 fixtures in League One, full Championship, full Premier League. But as we know, Championship picking winners is fucking, it's very, very hard. Looking at the fixtures, like 2 of the form teams play each other, so it's hard to pick winners in those. So my main bet will be 5 teams for overs with a tenner on it, and then the smaller side bet will be, it's actually a 6-timer, because again, like I say, it was hard to pick teams to win, so I had to pick some short prices, which then meant that the bet wasn't paying that much with 5, so I put an extra one in there. So I'll get on with it. So the 5 overs are Liverpool and Wolves at 4-6, which is 1.67. Blackburn and Preston, even money, which is 2.0. Aldershot and Altrincham, 7-10, which is 1.7. Dover Wrexham, 3-4, which is 1.75. Bristol Rovers and Sutton at 10-11, which is 1.91. In total, that comes to about 18.9 to 1, so very close to 19 to 1. So a 10 on that gets you back about 190 odds. So it's decent bet. As I say, I just thought that was the best way to go this week, with there being not a great amount of fixtures, and the FA Cup games, who knows. So my teams to win. So the first is Chelsea, which is an early game, which again I know could be shafting the whole bet, but as I said, it was hard to make selections. Chelsea are away to West Ham. Obviously currently Chelsea sitting top of the league by a point. Although that could change. Obviously there's games going on as I'm doing this. And West Ham currently sitting 4th. Form ways, both in decent form. Chelsea 3rd, West Ham 5th, 11 points, plays 9. Chelsea got the best away record in the league. West Ham only 7th best home record. Chelsea have won 4 of their last 5 away. West Ham have actually won 3 of their last 5 at home, including beating Liverpool in their last home game. So that price is 3-4, which is 1.75. Next is an FA Cup game, and it's Ipswich. Ipswich are at home to Borough. They're 4-9. Again, I can't really go into form too much because obviously it's a team from a league above against a team a league below. Ipswich's home form hasn't been great of late, but Borough's away record, 2 defeats, the last 2 defeats away from home, and then a draw, a win, a draw. So poor away form. That's the price, as I said, is 4-9, which is 1.44 in decimal. Next is Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich play Dortmund away from home. Bayern are 5-6. It's good price. You'll not get Bayern at that price too many times this season or any season. Top 2 teams in the league, only a point between them, which it sort of goes by the price. Bayern have the 2nd best away record. Dortmund have the best home record. And Hangeland is back, so this is probably a risky selection, but Bayern have beaten Dortmund 4 times, the last 4 times they played going back, and that's this year and 3 times in 2020. So in recent history, they beat them pretty regularly. So I'd say that price is 5-6, which is 1.83. Next is another FA Cup game, and it's Barnet away to Maidenhead. In fact, is that an FA Cup game? Or is that a National League game? Sorry, 1 second, let me just look this up. Sorry, yes, that's a National League game. Barnet at home, to Maidenhead. Currently, both teams not great. Barnet sitting 15th in the league, Maidenhead 20th. But Barnet are third in form, 12 points out of 15. Maidenhead only 6. Barnet's home form not great. Maidenhead's away form even worse. But in the last 2 home games, Barnet have won both, and also they've beaten Maidenhead 3 times at home. They beat them earlier in the year, and they beat them in 2019, and then the other one was 2018, which is a while away. But recent home form pretty decent, and Maidenhead's away record lost 4 in a row, and the price of them was pretty tasty, which is 11 to 10. That's 2.1. Next, we'll go to my local league, which is the Northern Ireland Premier League, and the team who's sitting top, which is Cliftonville. Cliftonville's form pretty poor at the minute, but they're home to Ballymena. Ballymena are 8th in away form. Cliftonville have a really good home form, but the form in general isn't great at the minute. They've actually won their last 5 at home. They've won 15 or something at home now, it looks like. But they win their home games, and they are 1 to 2, which is 1.5. So that was the 5, but I totaled that up, and it wasn't coming to a decent enough odds. So I looked for one more, and I risked it in the Championship. It's a risky one because Championship we don't know, but I've went for Forest at home to Peterborough. Now currently Forest are 16th. They've been better since who went in as the new manager? I can't remember who the manager, but they've been doing better. Peterborough currently sitting in the bottom 3. Form-wise, Forest are mid-table and Peterborough are bottom. Peterborough have the worst away record, only 3 points away from home all season. Forest home form not great either, but they have won 2 of their last 5 at home. They beat Preston at home. They drew their last home game. Again, that one I'm just going more on Peterborough's poor away form, which is 4 defeats and 1 win, which was against Hull, another team down the bottom, in the last 5. That price is 3 to 4, which is 1.75. So that together totals up to about 24 to 1. So my fiver on that's going to do alright. It's going to get me over 100, maybe 110, 120. So that's the bets. I looked at next week in midweek. Not a huge amount on, but the Champions League is back, which means obviously Champions League Tuesday, Wednesday, and Europa League and Europa Conference on Thursday. So there's 8 Champions League games. There is on Tuesday. There's 10 League 1 games, 9 League 2 games, and there's some Scottish lower league games. On Wednesday, there's obviously the 8 Champions League games again. There's only 1 in League 1 and 3 in League 2. And then there's an SPL game. Thursday, you got 15 and 15, I think it is, for the Europa League and the Europa Conference. So, a bit like this week, not a huge week, it's not a full midweek fixture list of all the English leagues and maybe even some foreign leagues. It's sort of, slim pickings, but enough for probably one small bet each night. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. It just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet this weekend, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.